Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is KairoS. Got a really quick video for you guys today. Nothing fancy. We have up here on the Naval Action Steam page important information regarding the July new season and wipe details. So what I'm going to do with this video, guys, is go through these notes with you and let you know what you have to do to prepare for this wipe that we have coming up. And in case you didn't know, Naval Action is indeed going to wipe in July of this year. So because we're running on Naval Action developer time, that probably means, in my opinion, it probably means we'll get this wipe happening probably in the last week of July, or even at the beginning of next month if they delay it. So you probably have time to prepare, but for all I know, it could drop tomorrow. So no time like the present to get ready for this. And what I'll do here is I'll read through some of these notes for you and show you what they've got planned, and I'll also go into the game and show you guys how I've prepared for the wipe as well. Now we might end up with more notes, updates in the future, but I think this is probably the most information we're going to get, to be honest. So we'll go through this now, and let's see what we have. Wipe and reset. So we have rank. Experience will not be reset this season. You will keep your rank. So what that means is if you're, say, a Rear Admiral, when the wipe happens, you will be a Rear Admiral post-wipe. So you won't have to level all the way up again, which of course is a very time-consuming thing to do. This is a good decision. Fantastic. This means that you can get straight into bigger ships as soon as you get hold of them in the next wipe. So a very good decision on the part of the developers. Naval service medals and investments levels will not be reset. You will keep your NSMs and investments. So naval service medals are where it's at, guys. If you're grinding out anything right now, don't worry about anything that you can store in your warehouse, basically. Just worry about naval service medals for the most part, unless you're planning, as we'll see, to put something in your secure chest. But you will get your naval service medals next wipe, and you'll be able to invest them wherever you want. We have port ownership, clan warehouses, and all clan ownership will be reset, wiped. Okay, so clan warehouses and clan ownership. So I guess if you are planning to move clan for whatever reason, this would be the opportunity to do so, because we're going to lose all of our clan warehouse goodies. Port ownership as well, of course. So personal items will also personal ports, will also disappear apparently. Personal belongings and all assets will be reset, wiped. This means currencies, ships, upgrades, warehouses, outposts, and all other assets will be wiped. So you can see there, obviously ships, don't worry about your fancy ships, they're gone. Don't worry about your upgrades, they're going to be gone. Even though they're in the upgrade chest, they will disappear. And anything in the warehouse will be gone. However, there is a silver lining to this cloud, if you want to think of it that way. If you're really attached to some of your stuff and you're a little frustrated that you're going to lose literally everything you've gathered up in the last few months, the developers have very wisely, in my opinion, given us a secure chest that we can use if we're high enough rank. So the new storage will be opened to all Rear Admirals. That will be Rear Admirals and equivalent. If you're a pirate player, I think that's, oh god, I don't know what an equivalent is, but you'll have to look that up. But Rear Admiral rank or equivalent. Rank might change next week. I don't believe it has. I don't believe that has changed as of yet, but you can let me know in the comments if it does change. Secure chest, safe chest will allow us to transfer 5 stacks of items to a new season with some limitations. Certain items cannot be placed in the secure chest. For example, combat medals, also doubloons. You can't put them in there. Secure chest will be available to all Rear Admirals. Use current XP boost to gain this level if you wish to send some precious things to the next season. They don't specify what this XP boost actually is or how big it is, but apparently we do have an XP boost, so they claim here. I haven't noticed it myself, but supposedly that is the thing. And that's great. So if you're not quite at Rear Admiral, but not far away, you can perhaps do some grinding and maybe get up there in time to actually use the secure chest. The reason I think that they've got the secure chest limited to high ranked players is to stop people spamming with alternate accounts. So don't be mad at them for that. There's a reason why they've done it, and it makes sense why they would limit it to people who have actually invested time into the game. So that is all of the notes out of the way for now. What I'm going to do now is go into the game, and I'll show you how I have personally prepared for the wipe that will be coming up at the end of the month, and give you guys some hints on how you might want to do it yourselves if you are actually in a position to prepare for it. Alright guys, here we are at Mortimer Town, and you'll want to be at your capital when you prepare for the wipe, as you will see. And we'll just quickly go over what you don't need to worry about, or go over again. So, money chest here. If you've got doubloons, you're not going to be able to use them. Don't worry about them. Use them up, sell them, whatever you want. They're going to be gone. Now, combat medals, you cannot transfer them over to the next season. However, what you could do is you could spend all these on, let's say, something from the Admiralty chest. Maybe you wanted to spend them, or if you had a lot of them, you might want to get, say, let's go to PvP rewards here. You might want to get, say, 10 naval clock notes here, and, you know, buy those, and you'll be able to transfer the items over in your secure chest, as we'll see. So there is a way indirectly to save these combat medals, but you'll have to spend these on something you can store in your secure chest. Okay, in your navy, of course, all of these ships will be gone. So if there's any ships you're not using right now and you're trying to get some money, so there's something you want to purchase, particularly maybe a rare book or something, sell these ships if you're not going to use them. You can sell them for a relatively decent price if they're well upgraded and well built ships, just straight to the Admiralty, or you can put them on auction and maybe somebody will want to play with them before the end of the wipe. The markets, by the way, at the moment are crazy because everyone is selling all of their stuff. So obviously, ship auction is going to be insane at the moment. The permits, especially, I've noticed there are all kinds of crazy permits. Let's see if there are any more Diana permits. Yeah, no, this one's still being sold. So there's Indiaman permits here being sold. Sometimes you'll see these, people just throw them away. So you can often get them pretty much for free. And I've noticed the market's just insane at the moment because everyone's getting rid of all of their stuff. So keep an eye out. Look out for what you might want to grab. A lot of kits upgrades will appear. You can get kits upgrades relatively cheap, I'm noticing. So have a think about what you might want to get hold of, and to get an idea of what you can actually transfer to the next wipe. You can see down here the captain's chest. Now the captain's chest is only available, as I said, to players who are high enough rank. In my case, I am a Terror, so I have no problem being qualifying for this. But if you're a lower rank, you don't need to worry about this. Just concentrate on your service medals, and I recommend, I forgot to mention that, here they are, service medals. Try and get these over the next week or two if you can. I would advise not investing them. If you do have some lying around, wait to the next wipe to invest them, and we'll see how the wipe looks. But you can definitely still, if you're still working on them, you might as well try and get as many out as you can. Because as I say, I do think that that we do have a couple of weeks to go. My guess is that we will see the wipe happening later in the month. So we shall see, though. I might be wrong about that. But as I was saying, Captain's Chest is down here, and it is available to higher ranked players. And as you can see, I have already decided what I'm going to be taking with me. Now, if you hold the info button here, just hover over this info, you can see here this is a secure chest that will not be reset at the end of the season. The chest can only be used in the national capital. This is important. This is why you want to gather the stuff you want to put in here. You want to make sure you've got a port in the national capital, wherever that might be for you, and this is where you're going to be dumping stuff in your chest. You can put 10,000 rare woods, so Danzig oak, African oak, etc. And it's listed all of the rare woods you can put in there. You could also put in 10 additional tow permits, 1,000 rum, hull repairs or rig repairs, 100 cannons, and this is, by the way, for each slot, right? For each slot of these 5 slots. 10 ship notes, permits or modules, or 1 book or additional permit per slot. And you have 5 of them if you do have access to this chest. Now, the most, a lot of people are basically throwing 10,000 rare woods in each of these. If you're a serious crafter and if you have access to a big fancy guild to help you, or clan, I should say, to help you out with gathering those woods, that would probably be the most sensible thing to do, but the prices of these woods may change next wipe. You're kind of running, it's a bit of a gamble, you might say, as to what you put in here, because who knows what the market will be like in another few months' time post-wipe. So what I've done, partly because I'm a poor solo player, as you can see up there, and I can't afford 10,000 of each of these rare woods, and partly because I'm pretty confident I'll be able to get hold of as many rare woods as I'll need for what crafting I'm planning to do, I've actually put in books. So I've got the Gunnery Encyclopedia. Now, will our knowledge, book knowledge, so, you know, I've learned lots of books. I already have learned this one, okay? But will we keep that knowledge if we've already read the book for the next wipe? I don't know. The notes don't tell me. I've asked some other players and they don't know either. But I'm assuming that our knowledge will be wiped. So we will unlearn these books, if you like, for the next wipe. But even if I'm wrong about that, and we do actually keep our knowledge for some reason for the next wipe, we can still sell these. This Gunnery Encyclopedia is going to sell for like 3.54 million at least. So that's probably worth a slot, in my opinion. And if we do, as I suspect, lose our knowledge and have to relearn the books, well, I've got one of the best books in the game ready to go at the beginning of the next wipe. I've also got the Art of Ship Handling for the same reason, and the Book of 5 Rings. So these are the 3 books I like to run on pretty much all of my ships, and I've got these books ready for the next wipe, and supposing I don't need them, I can always sell them and make a pretty penny at the end of the day. And because I like crafting and I'm particular about the ships I use, I've got some crafting notes, in this case Indiaman permits, because I like to trade, and Indiaman permits can be quite hard to find, especially early on when you don't find them in markets. So I'm anticipating that these will be quite rare early in the wipe, and I want to get straight into trading and making as much money as I can at the beginning of next wipe. So it's Indiaman permits for me. If you don't have access to Indiaman permits, you could put in some Lagro Venture permits if you want, but I mean, why do that when you could have Indiaman permits, right? So try and get hold of these if you're going to go down that road. A lot of people I've noticed are gathering up Santissima Trinidad permits and first-rate permits. That could be an option too if you're a bit richer than I am. I like fifth rates, so that's why I've got fifth rates. And then I've got Diana permits, 10 of them. Diana permits I've found these quite cheap. You can find people have just thrown them away. I picked all of these up for like 14k. Reales. That's it. Okay, so if you log on and if you're on the right time, you can find these pretty much free in home ports. I got lucky with this, so I'm going to be able to play with Diana's next wipe, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is how I have set up for the wipe. So if you have access to the captain's chest, fill it up with whatever you deem necessary or important. If you go to your upgrade chest as well, so all of these upgrades are going to be gone, but if you've got some fancy upgrades, as I say, if you've got like some kits gunpowder, you've got 10 of these, you could throw them in there, no problem. That would be a very viable option as well if you don't want to put rare woods in here. It really is up to you guys. Probably the most economical thing to do would be to fill this with rare wood if you can. You could also work with other players, and you could say, hey, okay, I'll take the books and you take the wood. You know, you could do that. But as a solo player, this is what I've done. This is how I'm happy with this, and I'm just going to leave that there and wait for the wipe. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think there's anything else to talk about here. I'm going to try and keep this video short, so I'm going to end it here. good luck to all of you, and I hope you have an excellent future in the game. It's going to be really interesting to cover the wipe when it happens on this channel. This has been KairoS. Thank you all very much for viewing. Good luck, everyone.